Sometime later, at the rescue point, the security captain stepped outside, noting that the temperature seemed to be stabilizing. She asked, "Could it be that the apocalypse is ending?" Suddenly, Soldier Xiaofeng called her over, pointing in a specific direction, and said, "There are a lot of people approaching the rescue point over there." Xiaofeng's captain, a silver-haired woman, looked closely and saw that those approaching weren't people, but a horde of zombies. Upon seeing them, the zombies ran toward Xiaofeng and the captain to attack. The captain ordered Xiaofeng to quickly evacuate the civilians from the rescue point, while she held the zombies off. Xiaofeng didn't want to leave her to face so many zombies alone, but she insisted it was an order. Left with no choice, Xiaofeng ran inside, telling her not to die. She began shooting at the zombies and shouted for Xiaofeng to shut up and evacuate. Meanwhile, in the hotel where Su Chen and Duanya were, Su Chen looked at Duanya and said, "Next, I'll let you experience the power of the berserker." Shocked, Duanya asked how many times this would be. Su Chen laughed and told her that the extreme heat wave had ended, so he needed to go out for a while. However, he would leave her with unforgettable memories. Duanya tried to escape, asking if she could accompany him, but Su Chen wouldn't let her go. He told her that people around him must meet two conditions. First, they must be valuable, and second, they must absolutely obey his orders. Duanya moaned that she understood, and Su Chen spent the entire day convincing her. Now, assured that she had completely submitted to him, Su Chen went to the hotel's lobby at night and took out his car, saying, "I must hurry back before the seawater surges in." Su Chen remembered that in his previous life, many zombies, driven by the obsession to reach the rescue point, eventually formed a tidal wave that attacked it. Many civilians and soldiers died in the attack, which also led to the scattering of a large number of military weapons that allowed various factions to form. These factions obtained the soldiers' weapons and started killing each other for resources. One of them tried to stop Su Chen as he got into his car, pointing a gun at him and demanding he stop. Unfazed, Su Chen asked, "Are you crazy? How dare you order me to stop my car and even rob me at this time?" Instead of stopping, he sped up, knowing that these thugs had messed with the wrong person. Su Chen ran over them with his car and moved forward, stopping before a huge hole in the road. Looking at it, Su Chen remembered that the walls had cracked due to the scorching sun in his previous life, and, combined with the onslaught of the zombie wave, it eventually led to the subway station's collapse. He looked inside and saw that thousands had died underground, and the zombies below were attracted by the roar of the cars. Unfortunately, not all zombies had crystals in their heads. Su Chen said, "It's too time-consuming to crack each skull open one by one," and decided not to venture down there. He chose to check the situation at the college first. Reflecting on it, he realized this was his first time back at the engineering university since graduation. After arriving at his destination, he put his car back in his inventory. But when he entered, the first thing he saw was zombies. The zombies in the college were tied up with chains, and some men were using them as weapons. When Su Chen tried to enter the college, these men stopped him, saying, "Kid, you're entering our territory, so you better hand over your backpack." In response, Su Chen took out a fried chicken leg and said, "Hey guys, could you help me out and let me pass? I've got some braised chicken legs here." When the men heard that Su Chen had chicken legs at a time like this, they became excited and demanded he hurry up and throw them over. Seeing them behave this way, Su Chen smiled and threw the chicken leg on the ground before them. All the men began fighting each other for it. But Su Chen had tied a string to it and pulled the chicken leg back. He said, "Sorry, but you're not worthy of eating these chicken legs." This angered the men, who drew their knives to attack Su Chen. But he took out his gun and aimed at them, killing all three with headshots before heading to the stairs saying, "I don't remember this many idiots in my previous life. Could my warnings have helped more people survive, leading to this?" While pondering this, he entered the Department of Reptiles and Snakes Laboratory. The room was locked, and seeing that, Su Chen confirmed that no one had entered the lab for a while. He grabbed the lock and broke it with his bare hands. Inside, he found many dead snakes, and the air was thick with decay. While walking around, he finally found what he was searching for: the leader of the snake army in his past life, King Jinshi. At that moment, it was just a black snake eating other snakes, which explained how it had survived. In his last life, this snake was the first to start mutating and devoured many people. Even Su Chen had nearly died in its jaws. He knew that when the flood arrived in a week, it would start mutating, and if it couldn't be defeated by then, it would cause serious trouble. Observing how the snake was staring at him, Su Chen felt it had gained some intelligence, and realized he needed to be cautious. But suddenly, Su Chen heard footsteps, and realized someone was on the other side of the wall. 3 men are standing on the other side of the door, telling Su Chen that they know he is hiding there. They ask Su Chen to come out. Angrily, Su Chen replies, "It's a critical time now. I can't afford to be disturbed by you guys." He warns them to leave if they don't want to die. Suddenly, he notices a silver-haired girl appear out of nowhere and start attacking them. Everyone is surprised to see that she has been hiding here. Before they can react, she leaps into the air, grabs 2 men with her legs and hands, and kills them. Without wasting any time, she runs toward the man with a gun, grabs his neck, and kills him. Su Chen points his gun at the silver-haired girl, surprised by her moves. But she reacts swiftly, snatches Su Chen's gun, and wraps her legs around him in an attempt to kill him. She is shocked to find that she can't twist Su Chen's neck. Meanwhile, Su Chen enjoys being sandwiched between her thighs. Eventually, Su Chen catches her and ties her to a chair. He asks the silver-haired girl who she is and what's going on. The silver-haired girl introduces herself as Bai Kong, the captain of the Azure Tiger Special Operations Team. She warns Su Chen to behave himself and let her go. Hearing about the special forces, Su Chen asks if she knows someone named Lu Xiaofeng from the team. Bai Kong, upon hearing the name Xiaofeng, asks Su Chen if he knows Xiaofeng. Su Chen explains that Xiaofeng once saved his life. After that, Su Chen starts cooking meat in front of Bai Kong. Bai Kong explains that a group of fugitives took over the school, used students as hostages, and stole their weapons. That's right. When the zombie horde attacked the rescue point, Xiaofeng led the civilians to leave first. But he didn't expect that some escaped prisoners had infiltrated among the normal civilians. Su Chen says, "Well, in that case, it's not entirely their fault." He starts eating meat in front of Bai Kong, who, after seeing Su Chen's frustration, says, "As long as they have weapons in hand, these people are nothing to fear." But she asks Su Chen how long he is going to tie her up, and urges him to let her go quickly. Su Chen agrees, saying, "That's fine, as long as you promise not to clamp my head with your legs like you did just now." Bai Kong agrees, but demands that she wants to eat steak too. Su Chen, after hearing this, says, "It seems like I can't untie it." However, after untying her and giving her a gun, he says, "I have my own things to deal with, so I can't help you too much. I can only provide you with some firepower support," I tell her, urging her to hurry up and leave. "Don't bother me," Bai Kong explains that she plans to sneak attack their stronghold. Only by retrieving the looted goods can the people trapped in the college survive. So, this might be the only time we meet. Upon hearing about the supplies, Su Chen asks Bai Kong to wait a moment. He then starts pulling a sniper rifle from his bag and says, "Xiaofeng is my brother, so let me help you." A moment later, at the administrative block, the gang boss who stole weapons from Bai Kong asks one of his men about the situation with the students. The man explains that the guys are all waiting outside. "This time, we're definitely going to take down those students in the dorm," he states. After hearing this, the gang boss smiles and says, "Great! Let those who weren't so cooperative earlier go to the front. If anyone's going to die, let it be them." However, suddenly, the gate is broken, and Su Chen enters. "Sorry for interrupting your meeting," he says, as everyone gets really angry upon seeing him. They ask who he is and how he broke in, despite more than 20 people guarding outside. Su Chen smiles and teasingly asks, "Do you want to know how I got in?" He points his finger toward one of the gang members and says, "Just like this." As Su Chen says bang, the man's head explodes. Everyone is shocked, wondering how it happened, exclaiming, "He just pointed at him, and then he died? How is this possible?" Su Chen warns everyone, "If anyone moves, they will die." The gang boss is really scared, and says, "Su Chen, you punk, quit fooling around." Meanwhile, outside the building, the man whom Su Chen pointed at was killed by Bai Kong. She informs Su Chen that the target has been eliminated. But there are still many thugs in the room. "You're in a very dangerous situation right now," she says, clearly nervous about Su Chen's plan to lure the enemy alone, which she finds too risky. A while ago, when Su Chen told Bai Kong about his plan to take back all the supplies, He explained that Bai Kong should take the sniper rifle to the roof of the opposite building. He'll lure the enemy and then shoot whoever he points out, she recalls. Unable to believe, she agreed to his absurd plan. However, suddenly, the building windows get covered by clothes. Bai Kong is surprised and asks, "Why did the curtain suddenly close?" She asks Su Chen how it's going on his end. But suddenly, she hears a laughing voice. "You little brat! Don't think you can do whatever you want just by setting up a sniper outside." Bai Kong realizes that she has been spotted. She starts running towards Su Chen, saying, "Su Chen, find a way to stall the time. I'll be there to rescue you right away." But then she suddenly hears a voice ordering Su Chen's execution. Furious, Bai Kong runs towards Su Chen as fast as she can, opens the door, and exclaims, "Su Chen, I'm here to avenge you." But she is shocked to find that Su Chen has already killed everyone. Su Chen, seeing Bai Kong, says, "You are late. There are no supplies here."